Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are taking a look at the new Nove Trident Automatic, a slim dive watch with some innovative tricks up its sleeve. This watch is on loan for review from Nove, and I will be sending it back to them once I'm done with it. Nove is a small Swiss watch manufacturer that makes some unusual Swiss-made timepieces that are most definitely not aiming to cater to the mass public's taste. I have reviewed the quartz version of their Trident about a year ago. I was very impressed with its overall build quality and ingenuity, but did also notice some shortcomings that it will be interesting to see how Nove addressed them with this newer iteration of the Trident. It comes in a few different colorways, varying in price. This one is the silver with rose gold accents, and it costs $670. That's definitely not an insignificant amount of money, even with the 10% discount code that Nove provided the viewers of my affordable watch collection, and you can find in the description of this video. So let's see what you get for it. The packaging is identical to that of the quartz version. Inside this cardboard box you get a thank you note, a social media card, and a very nice travel case. It has the Nove N logo embossed on top and on the custom red zipper. Inside of it you get a branded microfiber cleaning cloth, the watch sitting snug and secured between layers of foam, a quick user manual, and a warranty card. There's also a little hang tag which I removed from the watch, as well as these two links I took off the bracelet. Okay, let's take a closer look at the watch. The width of the case is 46 mm, but at its widest points, the bezel itself is 48 mm, and that affects how it looks visually. Its thickness is 13 mm, including both of its domed crystals. We'll get to that in just a bit. The distance between the lugs is just 12 mm, but the bracelet itself is 25.5 mm wide where it meets the case, and 22 at the hidden clasp. Lug tip to lug tip is 48.4, and with those two links removed, the watch weighs 167 grams. It is water resistant to 200 meters. The dial material is Tahitian mother of pearl. It has a very nice texture and it glimmers in brilliant pink, green, light blue, gray and purple, depending on the angle you're looking at it and how the light hits it. This is a natural material, so no two dials are the same. The dial sports highly polished and rose gold colored applied indices. Unlike the quartz version of the Trident, this time around they are properly loomed. On the 3 o'clock there's a date complication window and a little golden marker. The date wheel is white, the numbers are printed on it in black, and it is surrounded with an applied metal frame matching the indices. The Nove logo at the 12 o'clock position and the Swiss-made inscription at the 6 are both applied and highly polished as well. The only printed text on the dial is automatic in white above the Swiss made. There's no minute track on the dial or any unnecessary text. The hands, just like on the Trident quartz, are sword styled, rose gold colored, highly polished and filled with lume. Unlike the quartz, the auto features a sweeping seconds hand with a loomed lollipop tip. The lume is a big improvement from the quartz Trident, which had it on the hands only. The automatic, like many people requested, has the added lume on the indices, which does make it more practical as an actual diver. It still lacks lume on the bezel to mark the 12 o'clock position, but the lume compound Nove chose to use and its application on the Trident are very good. The lume shines in a very bright green light, and it does last for a long time before fading out. The patented and extremely cool Trident bezel makes its reappearance on the auto version. It is a stainless steel bezel with no separate insert. So you have highly polished numbers in 5-minute increments, indicating the elapsed dive time, raised above a sandblasted background. The ratcheting mechanism is exposed, and you can see the 3 rose gold colored levers that hold the bezel in place, ratcheting as you rotate the bezel. It is a 60 clicks unidirectional bezel that clicks very firmly, and you can actually see the levers sink into the shark teeth shaped inner side of the bezel, keeping it from backplaying and wobbling around. Covering the dial is a double domed and AR coated sapphire crystal. Sapphire is by nature the most reflective of watch crystal materials, and the domed crystal gives you a panoramic reflection of your surroundings. So even with that anti-reflective coating, you are still going to get plenty of reflections bouncing off the crystal. Holding the crystal in place is a stainless steel ring with engraved lines every 5 minutes. The case 2 is a carry-on from the previous model. It is made of 316L stainless steel and is super slim. It features a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces, done to a very high standard. The signed crown at the 3 o'clock position is protected by crown guards. It is rose gold colored and it screws down. It has a cool faceted design that alternates between brushed and polished finishes. Screw it out and twist up to hand wind the movement. Pull it out to the first position to change the date. And pull it all the way out. The second hand will hack and you can set the time. Round the back we have a rather unusual display case back. It features yet another domed sapphire crystal showing off the movement, and has some information laser etched on the stainless steel ring that is held in place with 4 screws. The model's name, Sapphire Crystal WR200M, referring to the water resistant of course, Nove, the model's reference number, and Swiss made with a little red Swiss flag. The Trident Automatic is powered by the not very common Ronda R150. First introduced in 2016, it was meant to compete directly against veteran Swiss movements produced by ETA and Celita, and to put Ronda, which is mostly associated with quality quartz movements, back in the mechanical movements game. The goal was to sell 100,000 movements per year, but I'm not sure that happened, because again, they are not that common. It is a high-beat automatic movement made in Switzerland. It has 25 joules and it beats at 28,800 beats per hour. That causes the second hand to tick 8 times each second and creates the illusion of a smooth sweep. It has 40 hours of power reserve. It hacks and it hand winds. It sports an Inca block shock protection system that protects the movement against the drops and blows of everyday life, and also bidirectional winding. That means that the rotor winds the movement going back and forth, resulting in more efficient winding. The accuracy, from what I managed to gather, is between -12 to +30 seconds per day, and of course you can expect it to perform much better than that. The bracelet too is the same as the quartz version. That means that it has uniquely designed stainless steel links with fine horizontal brushing on top and the polished finish on the sides. The links are held together with push pins, and the end links are connected to the case with rose gold colored screws. It also has the same hidden butterfly clasp with the Nove N logo on one side and no micro adjustment. It is a nicely milled clasp though, that closes very securely with a double pusher security system. Let's put it on my 7-inch wrist and see how it wears. Just like its predecessor, this is a large watch and would fit on you better if you have the larger wrist to match. It is not as thin as the quartz version, but sure does feel like it is, thanks to the shared case. Having no micro adjustment on the clasp means that it's pretty much a hit or miss in terms of whether or not you are going to get a good fit on your wrist. The quartz version did not fit me very well and was a bit too loose for my liking, but the automatic Trident compensates over that gap with the dome of the back crystal, so for me it wears okay, but it doesn't mean it would wear okay on you too. I was worried that the back crystal would bother me and constantly poke into my wrist, but it is surprisingly comfortable and I don't notice it at all. The overall experience on the wrist is good and comfortable, again, depending on if you manage to get a good fit. Legibility is good. There's enough contrast between the hands and the mother of pearl dial for them to be easily visible. Those reflections are quite distracting, especially in direct sunlight, but they mostly just make the watch not very photogenic. Being an integrated bracelet, sourcing for a replacement strap might be very hard unless you are willing to have something custom made especially for it. What are the pros and the cons of the Nove Trident Automatic as I see it? On the con side, Nove did step up their lume game since the quartz Trident, but there's still no lume on the bezel, taking away from your ability to actually use it as a dive watch. When you can't see the dive time indication underwater, you can't time your dive. To me, that makes it more of a fashion watch you can take into the water, rather than an actual tool watch. The lack of micro adjustment on the bracelet is something I personally can't understand and get on board with. A hit or miss fit is just something I wouldn't risk on a watch costing over $650. This watch is not for everyone, and indeed it is not for me either. But if you do like the style and how it looks, and now we move over to the pro side of things, you can rest assured that you are getting a high quality, well-made and well-finished Swiss-made watch that is so unique you'll probably won't see it on anyone else's wrist. It has all the right materials you want to see: sapphire crystal front and back, a beautiful dial that is mesmerizing to look at, and a Swiss-made movement coming from a reputable source. It presents a unique and innovative feature in the form of the exposed bezel that is also very cool to look at and play with, and that's definitely something to appreciate. Any brand that manages to produce something that is completely new in the watch world deserves credit for it in my eyes, especially when it's a small, young brand that doesn't have the big R&D resources that the big players have. What do you guys think of the new auto version of the Trident? Can you see the charm in it, or is it just too eccentric for your liking? Let me know by dropping a comment in the comment section below. If you want to check out Nove's unique lineup of watches, you can do that by clicking the link in the description of this video. If you do decide you want to buy anything from them, make sure you use code MAWC for a 10% discount. It is valid until the end of 2021. If you like this video or just want to show your support, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my affordable watch collection, and hit the notification bell for more affordable watches related content. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. Here is a quick link to my review of the quartz version of the Trident and to another video you might enjoy. I want to thank Nove for sending this watch in for review, and to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.